what it is. The YouTube feed's lagging in the States. I agree with you, Lou. Definitely. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Obviously, I had some technical problems at the start of this. The stream was dropping frames like no one's business. It's like a bucket full of holes. Try to fill it with water, and it was just coming out. So I dropped like 500 frames. The speed was about 1,000 kilobits per second, just slightly better than dial-up, I guess. So I decided to just turn the router off and on again. So if you're watching right from the start, you'll notice that I cut out for a little while, which is why I shuttled along and made the world spin quick, because I needed to get myself back on track. Otherwise, this stream wouldn't have started till about 8:05. So it's all good. Hello, Christian from Grantham.
Let's give it up big time. Hello, Christian from Grantham. Now let's get cracking.
Now I must say that Alex Webster, was that Alex Webster who said that? I haven't received anything from ICSO about customer database. The email is basically just a GDPR notice for the data protection officer. Ah, right, okay, that's fair enough. The obviously, if any company that buys our data from Eaglemoss are still bound by General Protection Data Register, and they need our permission to be able to use it. Not quite sure how that works, because they can't even approach us to get that, because then people will be asking where they got our information from in the first place. That's why there's so much legal things going on behind the scenes at the moment. But we haven't seen anything regarding what's happening with the Eaglemoss builds. So the Titanic, the Eleanor, the Enterprise, the... what else was I building? Ecto 1. I haven't seen. Thank you, Alex. I'll check that after the stream. It just seems to have dropped off the map, and I think it's going to be that way until the new year. Meeting expectations. I don't think we're going to hear anything till the new year, but you know, prove me wrong, whoever's taking it over. And to end anyone's speculation, I haven't heard anything from Agora Models about their autumn release yet. Haven't got a clue still what's coming. So as soon as I know, I'll let you know. I promise. So that's coming. But something's good that obviously I'm not doing the Ferrari. You know, remember the one that we saw at the Goodwood Festival of Speed? I'm not going to be building that because it's very limited. I think there was only 60. But David Phillips, and you're probably in chat, David, is building it. Or he was building it, but I'm going to be building it for him. So I will be able to put that on the channel so you can see that Ferrari car being built. Not quite sure the logistics, how we're doing that. David's the person that actually sent me the DC3, if you remember that, on the Patreon streams that we were doing that. So that's good. Happy that the NFL is back. I noticed my brother was in chat. Hello. How's it going, Russell? As I said, the Detroit Lions had a good start last week, but then they did what they normally do and just let it go. And we won't talk about the Rams. We won't talk about the Rams, Gregory. Let's just not talk about the Rams, huh? And hello, John Builds Iconic Miniature Models. I saw that you met Mark's Mods today. Is that right? Which is cool. I saw the picture on Facebook, so that was good as well. We do have to meet up. It's a busy time at the moment for me. The good news is that I believe my dad's coming out of hospital. It's meant to be today, tomorrow, which is a start. I went to see him today. Still a little bit confused, but it's better than... I don't know how many days he's been in there now, about, I don't know, 7 days. What happened to the DC3 build? It was on the Patreon channel, but the reason I'm not putting it up on the channel, Jason, is because I'm doing a lot of the skin, the aircraft skin, and it's just so repetitive. It's like doing 200 wings for the X-Wing. So I'm just doing that in the back, and that's why you probably noticed that I've got a Gremlin sitting next to me, and I've been painting this so that the head's done. I've just got to do the body, but that is what the Gremlin is looking like at the moment. So the head's done. It's looking pretty cool, isn't it? And obviously, I've still got a lot more to do. The chair's flocked. I've still got to do Gizmo. Gizmo, the eggs and stuff's not going to take long. This was the thing that was going to take the time. Now, even though I went to all the trouble to get the eyes as realistic as I possibly can, and I've used some nail varnish top coat on there to get them really glossy, you're not going to see them because he's going to be wearing 3D glasses. So, but that is my Gremlin, so that's cool. Yeah, my battery lead was on the Knight Rider build, Ian. Yeah, I don't know why that was. It was labelled A, but I knew straight away because that's the only lead that's coming from the battery box and the switch. So there you go. But luckily I've plugged it into the right one. I haven't tested anything. I know some people have put some batteries in and just tested the door switches, but I don't know if that operates anything at the time. They haven't asked us to, so we'll have to see. But it's me gremlin. It's me gremlin. He's going to be sitting in a chair with Gizmo in a popcorn bucket. But that's that I'm still. That's what I've been doing to soothe the time at the moment. That and the marble run. If you're a Patreon viewer, we were building the marble run yesterday. We were almost finished with it, and it looks really good. It looks absolutely brilliant, to be honest with you. I need some yellow on stripe. Yellow what in the hair? I haven't actually finished. I haven't done the hair, to be honest with you, Lou, yet. Or you talked about his ears. The ears were yellow, and I've toned them down a little bit. They were like a tan. I've toned them down. I think it was a bit too yellow. The hair, I haven't done that. I haven't even touched that yet, to be honest with you. I've just painted it white because I've got to do this area here. And I'm not going to detail his back because you're never going to see his back. He's against the chair. But what I realised, because I've taken so many screen grabs, is he's got sort of like this yellow colouring, like you see on the ears, on his arms. But they only go down to here. And a lot of the puppets and stuff that you buy, they've got them on the fingers. He hasn't got any marks on his fingers. Taken screen grabs. And also these nails here. These nails are actually more like black and brown. They're not like these little horns here. So his body's just got a little bit of this detailing at the front and the arms. And it's got quite a lot of detailing on the back. But as I said, you're not going to see that. But I'm pretty happy with how he's going at the moment. It's good. Yeah, no, it's great news about my dad when he comes out. I don't know. The thing is, when he comes out, he's in like an assessment centre for like 6 weeks. So that's where they're gonna formulate a care package for him. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All cool. Hey Wayne, my new circuit board for the Fan Home Knight Rider build is coming to me on Saturday. How do you know the other one? I saw your message, Jason. How did you know the other one was faulty? How did you test it? Because I mean, I haven't got any batteries in it at the moment, so it's not going to do much anyway, is it? The IXO emails from Eagle Moss Collection, really? Ah, hint of a new IXO brand. Video M Fuzzy, what does that mean? We should be crystal clear HD now. I am streaming on 6,312 kilobits per second, and I'm not dropping any frames. Oh, the yellow in the stripes. Ah, right, like these here. Again, I toned them down, Lou, because the puppet versions are, but I'm trying to go more film realistic. They were yellower. I was using that Iraqi Sands, which is a lot more yellow. But I toned them down a bit. But I'll have a play. Once I get working on the full body. Because, I mean, at the moment, look, his head's not on. See, I've only just finished his head. So I've still got quite a bit to do there. So it's all good. It's all good. You put some tape on the back of the circuit board of kit. To avoid any shorts. I also have not tested any electrics. I didn't even think to do that, Wills. Is that metal that it's attached to? I thought it was plastic. I could be wrong. Hello, Cornwall Kev. I haven't seen you for a while. Is that the gremlin from the Hachette Spitfire? Because the Spitfire was full of them. Definitely. Make the smart gremlin from the second film. It was dreadful but fun. That was a great film. The old... to talk to you about civilization. Classic lines. Okay, so we got a conundrum today, and I'm about to embarrass Mrs. Welder Wayne. So Mrs. Welder Wayne today, she came out with the most greatest thing when she come back, and I know at the moment she's probably rolling her eyes. Phoebe keeps trying to eat Stripe's head. So what she did is she came back and she says the number plate fell off the car, and I'm like, why did the number plate fall off the car? The number plates just don't fall off cars. And she says, well, what happened is the car went forward a little bit, and I just stroked a gate, and it's fallen off. So someone's fixed it for us and put it back on for us. So I said to her, so you crashed the car then? She says, no, I didn't crash the car. She said it just nudged forwards. So for the first time ever, I'm going to try and do a poll. Let's see if this works. I don't know if that's popping up on your one. Did Mrs. Welder Wayne crash the car? Because she's adamant that she didn't crash the car. I don't know how the poll works. We've got 78% at the moment. This is great. I've never done a poll before, and I don't even know how it comes up. But no one said no. There's no marks on it, and the number plate's back on. See that, as Mrs. Welder Wayne says, there's no damage to the car or the number plate. But the fact is, she must have hit the car for that number plate to fall off. And don't be kind. She's never going to know it's you. I'm completely random. You can say what you want. Not a crash, but a prank. I haven't seen the effort that I think it was a school caretaker you said put the number plate on the car and screwed it on. So I haven't looked at the work yet, so we'll have to see. But it did tickle me, as it was like matter of fact. Oh, number plate fell off the car, because that happens all the time. Number plates are falling off cars all over the place. Oh, God save the king. That's so weird to hear that, Philippe. Really weird. Hello, Tony. How's it going? Nothing about the Eaglemoss builds, Andy. By the way, look, I've got a new hat, which I'm about to take off because I'm getting really hot in here. World of Wayne caps. They're in my new store now. Let's put him on Stripe. Nope, can't do that because his head's not on. gotta stick him together. Yeah, but she bumped it. She's claiming, James, Sater's models. She's claiming that she didn't even bump it. It was just a brush. I'll tell you what she must have done before she came home. She got a thesaurus out and she looked at the most tame words for bump, prang, brush. But 63% of you said you crashed a car, Mrs. World Away, and so there you go. It's done and dusted deal. You tapped the electric gate at work. How did you manage to tap the gate though? Did you forget where the brake was, or did you not look at the road? Why? Yeah, thank you. It's still technically a small crash. Thank you, Wayne. Those gate posts jump out at you. Next time you won't tell me. It's probably for the best, because you know what? I probably wouldn't have noticed at all. You know what I'm like. The rim came up and hit me. Does anyone remember? If you haven't seen them, go on YouTube and see Jasper Carrot's Australian motor insurance claims. They are hilarious. Like, you know, I pulled into the wrong driveway and crashed into a tree that I didn't have. The number plate fell off your car once. The manufacturer just had it stuck with sticky tape. You know, when I bought this car, this was stuck on with tape. So when she said it had fallen off, I just naturally assumed that the tape had come off. So she could have got away with it. But no, she's like, I brushed the gate. I'm always sleeping in the workshop. Chris, that's why I've got a fridge down there, which you can't see at the moment. And I'm drinking like Coca-Colas. Actually, I'm not on the alcohol tonight, which is rare for me. Hello, Tina. How's it going? You're no good at doing the wiring, my friend. Not looking forward to doing it. Fan Home Night Rider build. We'll have to watch all your videos to do. Well, I'm pretty confident with how it's going. If I've learned anything, and mostly the Volvo build that I did live, I still haven't finished that, is that when you're doing the wiring, and especially on the Routemaster bus as well, more important than making sure that the pins are okay and you push the plug in, is to make sure that those plugs, the wires, are as flat as you can get them, especially if there's going to be a floor pan going over top, because you'll have no end of problems. And also make sure you route it away from screw holes, because how many wires have I gone through by screwing a screw through it is it's on two hands now, the amount of times I've done it. And the other thing is that if you've got a plug that's going into another plug, what I tend to do now is get some heat shrink and shrink that up, because chances are if that gets pulled and falls out and you don't know about it, the car's going to be put together and it's not going to work. So I put a little bit of heat shrink and that stops that pulling apart. So you rolled into the gates while it's still opening. So what you're telling me, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that you were impatient and you didn't want to wait for the gate to open. Did you damage the gate, just out of curiosity? As long as it's not wheels falling off, it's fine. Strange as you walk in Phoebe. You know what? Phoebe's so blind and deaf now, Pete, that I wouldn't like to take her for a walk. She's a house dog now because I mean, she bumps into things at the house. So I think it was the front, Gary. If you hit something, it would have damaged the bumper cover. I don't know. I'll check. I'll check the damage afterwards. Well, if the screws weren't tight, the repeated vibration of going down the road can loosen the screws. Just saying. Lou, I don't think my number plate had screws. What peeps are saying are right. It was just those 3M sticky foam pads behind the number plate stuck onto the blank section of the as you call it, the fender. and it's survived since 2008. So it just let Mrs. Welder Wayne free on the car, and look what happens. Oh, Ian. A crash would indicate major damage. Well, it's funny enough because someone has crashed into that car, but we didn't notice. We weren't in the car. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, I have stuck that number plate on. But it was already stuck on before I stuck it on. Alexa, stop. Yeah, I'm getting in trouble big time at the moment. Hello, Eric. How's everyone in the south of France? You drove into your neighbour's drive and hit a tree that I didn't have. Yeah, that was the one that I remember. And I saw a slow-moving, sad-faced old gentleman as he bounced off the windscreen of my car. I had to swerve several times before I hit him. They're brilliant. Jasper Carrot motor insurance claims. You'll love it if you haven't seen it. Yeah, it weren't held on with screws. It was just sticky pads. But they've been on since I've owned the car, these sticky pads. I've had to change one once. But, Shane, you've noticed the new glasses. See, look, these are my... I don't know how other people... These have got a filter on these glasses. So these are my normal ones. This is what I used to wear. And as you see, they tilt down here because they're broken. So these are for my close-up distance. But if you notice, because of the filter, my eyes look a lot more blue in these ones, or like a greeny blue. But these are transitions. So when I'm reading, all I have to do is tilt my head just a little bit, and I can perfectly read this screen here. And at distance, I can just look up. And I wish I knew about these sort of glasses years ago. People used to say to me they didn't get on with them. They felt seasick wearing them. They didn't like the blurry places. And it really put me off. And I thought, I'm going to have to go for bifocals. But I'm too young for bifocals. I'm only like 49. I'm going to be 50 next year. But then I thought, no, I'm going to take that. Phil's got them. I think, Lou, have you got them as well? So I took the plunge and I bought them. And you know what? It's the best thing I've ever done. I wish I'd done it a long time ago. So I only need one pair of glasses now, which is brilliant. Skimmed. Good word, John. I'll let Mrs. Welder Wayne add it to the Theosaurus that she's creating. Dig yourself a dupe and make yourself comfy. Yeah. I've been a good boy in the last couple of days. I've mowed gardens, I've made beds, I've tidied houses, I've emptied rubbish. So, you know, I've paid my dues. I'm allowed to put things like that. Everyone thinks I'm sleeping on the couch. Far too superior attitude, Roy. It's not just the Australian ones. Well, the thing is, I mean, I don't know if any of you have ever had a crash and you have to fill out a diagram of, you know, what happened in the crash. I mean, how elaborate are you supposed to get? And what happens if someone's crashed into you and you wasn't in the car? How are you supposed to put a diagram for that? I don't understand how the whole insurance claim. I mean, saying that I haven't had I mean, is there any I can't say this without touching wood. There you go, I've touched wood. I haven't had an accident in the car for a very, very long time. So I've just touched wood. So it should be good. Here we go. This is the caretaker said that there were so many sticky pads on the number plate, it had fallen off so many times before he had to drill it and screw it on. You've been driving for 40 years, that's right. When I fell asleep at the wheel. Oh, I'm glad that poll thing works. I've never used it before. What else can I do? Oh, just a poll. As a matter of fact, it'll only let you do one poll, I think. Oh, end poll. Oh, it lets you do another poll afterwards. Wow, it's this whole new dashboard that I'm using here. Ingenious stuff. I haven't got a clue how to use it. So I'm learning as I go. But I can tell you that there's 226 people in here. And we've got 57 likes on the channel. This is just on YouTube. Remember, I'm streaming to Facebook and Twitch as well. But yeah, it's a good little dashboard, I have to say. The bloke was all over the place. That's it. Yeah, I reversed another one. I reversed out my driveway into a bus. The bus was 10 minutes early. Hey, Kerry, it's quite warm in here tonight. Although saying that, you know, have you noticed in the UK the mornings are getting colder? It's coming. Look, I'm wearing a sweater today as well. It's coming, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Holidays are coming. Get the bucket of screws out and put some AM screws to fix the car. That was the one. But there's still no idea which way to run, so I ran over him. I might have to watch that again afterwards. I'd play it now, but we'd get copyright strikes. As a matter of fact, I had to check today. I'm going to do it now. I've got a new start for my Patreon streams, and I wanted to get it out on Wednesday, but I couldn't because what happened on Wednesday? Something happened. Oh, the computer passed out again. So I had to reboot it, and I was late for the stream. I'm just going to play the start of the Patreon theme. You've seen this before for my live streams, just so I see if I get copyright strike tonight. So here we go.
Picture a man going on a journey behind sight and sound. He has left YouTube. He has entered the Patriot Zone.
Okay, so hopefully I don't get copyright strikes. I think I've changed it slightly, and I've got a voiceover over the top. So I've added to the original. So I think it falls under fair use, but we'll see. It's a funny old game having to play with copyright on YouTube. It's the DeLorean build all over again. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm okay, Peter. How are you? It pays to take them all down to keep them from getting pinched beforehand. I mean, that's the risk here. People are pinching number plates, sticking it on their car, and then doing a fuel run. But in the UK, we used to be able to get petrol by scanning. This is how it used to work. We'd scan our card, and it would enable us to put £99 of petrol in the car, but it will only authorise £1 on a car. So if it comes to payday and you've got no money in your account and you've still got £1, you used to be able to put your card in, get that £1 authorisation, and then get £99 of petrol, and then worry about, being overdraft later. But all petrol pumps now, or most of them, are charging £99 off the cuff, regardless of how much you're spending. And that authorisation sits on your account for a long time. So whereas people used to do that before, nick your number plate, get £1 of petrol and fill it up with £99, that I don't think can happen anymore. The Magic Roundabout by Jasper Carrot. I remember that as well. Boing, said Zebedee. A crash involves damage. There was no damage. The number plate was in perfect condition. But has someone appraised the car since the, what was the word we used? Scrape? don't care. Oh, you've been to Corby, have you, Tina? Wow. Just pulled up at services after dropping in Corby. So what services you are? I'm trying to think. So if you're on the M11, you'd be at Birchangchar. I think I've spelled that right. Brampton Hut we got round here. Up the A1 we got Peterborough. His mole cartoon was hilarious. Oh, you remember us watching that? There's only one way to get rid of a mole. Yeah, the gate's on the ground. It probably is. No, Mrs. Elderwain, what's the opposite? You're being a thesaurus tonight. What's the opposite of embellishing a story? Contracting a story? Yeah, I mean, the Back to the Future car, issue 91, I was in tears, and that's what made me, because some of those plugs came up when I used to put it together. So that's where I did that from. But, I mean, my Back to the Future car's up here. And as I said, this wheel here is pretty much just glued in. If I was to take that off, it will flop all over the place because the suspension broke and there's no way to fix it. So even that JD Weld didn't work on it. So what happened? I'm late. Nothing much. We're just talking about whether Mrs. Wilderwain crashed the car, Jasper Carrot's motor insurance claims, and yeah. Hey, you know what? I've been looking at some of them, Roy. There's been quite a few. There's some that actually neatly, rather than just change the whole number plate, actually just change a letter. So like you'll have a J and then a line will appear to turn that J into a U. It's very clever stuff nowadays. But I can't, I must, what's the word? I must denote, I do not condone any use of fake number plates or any illegal activity. Must get that out now. before I get banned from YouTube. Officer to me, you know how fast you were going? My response was, well, I've been waiting here 10 minutes for you to catch up. Back in 95, the Panhandle of Florida, no ticket was issued. Well, then it was, what's that? It was time for it to come down. Actual causes. That's it. Yep. It was, it was telling me. It was telling me something. That's how my car is like Herbie. it's telling me. Perhaps I shall call it the Love Bug now. I need to build the Love Bug or build a VW and turn it into a Herbie car. That would look brilliant in the back. Talk about iconic cars. I'm surprised that hasn't been come out yet. The brindle hardness value of the gate was greater than the number plate. Well, they've lasted quite a long time, Pete, I have to say. I bought the car. When did we buy the car? I can't remember. 2018? I don't know. Can't remember. You plaster these cars alive. Oh, you don't want to start with that. You don't want to start with that, Paul. Mrs. Welder Wayne's going to be on you. I know a good divorce lawyer. Hello, Mark. Excellent. The you can't watch videos on there. Why is that, Mark? Is it not letting you? What I might do is I might do an email post, because you're not the first person. I've had a couple of people say that when they click in it won't come up. So what I tend to do is I have the video in the Patreon title, and I also have a link down the bottom which should take you to YouTube. If you can you see the post though, Mark? He is brilliant, but what's happened to him? Did he retire? He did that Golden Balls game show, and I don't think I've seen him since then. Bifocals, yeah, no, I can't wear bifocals. I can't be dealing with the line. I don't have a line here. But they're lovely glasses, I have to say. You've met Jasper Carrot, wow. Mrs. Welder Wayne's now my technical support. I haven't got a clue what the problem was. That I think Ken Anderson, if you're watching, I think he had that problem as well. You've been wearing varifocals for years. I mean, it's because people put me off, Gary. I was listening to too many people telling me that they're just not getting on with them. But I love them. I think they're great. Yeah, that's more like it. She's been driving for over 40 years and never had an accident, but she's seen hundreds of them. You know what, Howard? Because Mrs. Welder Wayne's obviously takes the car to work, I haven't got a car here. Now, in Corby, we've got this trial thing where we've got these electric scooters. Now, they're illegal in this country, but in certain areas, they've got rental scooters that we are allowed to go out on. And I know Portsmouth's got them as well. I don't know, Brother Russell, have you been on one yet? I'm always on them. So it's an excuse for me to go whizzing around on a scooter. But the first day I got these, I was on the scooter going 30 miles an hour down the road. No problems at all. You went to Jasper Carrot's house to repair his washing machine. Oh my God. You just reminded me of something, Nigel. Nick Barmer, you wanted a copy. The Lancaster Bomber, just so you know, issue 2 came out Wednesday. I have got it, but it's not here. It's in Essex. Now, I'm back in Essex next Friday. So the next one comes out this Wednesday. So I should have 2 and 3. And they'll go up on the channel so you can see the trial of that Lancaster Bomber. Now, I've been trying to get hold of some because people have asked me. I know, Nick Barmer, you've asked me for issue 1. But for some reason, for this trial, they're only giving these newsagents 1 copy, which I don't understand how that works. So not only are they in the most remote places in Canvey Island, and believe me, these things aren't newsagents. These are more like grocery stores that these were found in. They only got 1 copy of them. So I don't understand the strategy. The strategy, I'm getting so much better with that, of this trial. I don't understand. I am wondering if the reason they're not going and giving like 50 or 60 copies to one newsagent is because they've already cleared it. They've already announced that it's coming out. So bifocals and transitions. Well, bifocals have got the line in, so it's just two visions, but with transitions. We call transitions something different here. So these are what are these called now? Varifocals. Basically, the lenses are different depending on where I look. So there's no lines in them. Very good, very expensive. So they've got to last me now for the next 10 years, hopefully. Someone crashed into you recently. The last time we had a crash, someone crashed into Mrs. Welderwain's old car, and it was like a hit and run, and the police dropped it. There was no proof. So it's like, wasn't happy. You should read the Qantas safety cards out of the plane. Ah, yes, I have heard that. That's the pilot's reports to the engineers. I remember that. Let's actually stand by. Yeah, this is funny. If you've never heard some of these are classic. So you've got the pilots are out. The pilots left a report for the engineer saying left inside main tire almost needs replacement. So the engineer wrote almost replaced left inside tire. Pilot said test flight okay, except auto land very rough. So the engineer wrote auto land not installed on this aircraft. Pilot, something loose in cockpit. Engineer, something tightened in cockpit. Pilot, dead bugs on windshield. Engineer, live bugs on back order. Pilot, autopilot in altitude hold mode produces a 200 feet per minute descent. Engineer, cannot reproduce this problem on the ground. Pilot, evidence of leak on right main landing gear. Engineer, evidence removed. Some of these are brilliant. Pilot, IFF inoperative. Engineer, IFF always inoperative in off mode. Pilot, number 3 engine missing. Engineer, engine found on right wing after brief search. Pilot, target radar hums. Engineer, reprogram target radar with lyrics. I think they're hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. You saw Christmas decorations in the shop today, Alex. Well, we love going to Gates Garden Centre. Gates Garden Centre, which is in just north of Oakham. Brilliant garden centre it is. They've got their Christmas displays on from Saturday, the 1st of October. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there for that, though, because on the 2nd of October, I'm watching the New Orleans Saints facing the Minnesota Vikings, I believe, in Tottenham. So NFL match down in Tottenham. It's going to be a good game. Kerry, you know it's cold. I mean, it must be cold up there, Kerry, up in Castle Douglas. I was out the door this morning for 6:55 and it was cold. I was freezing. I'll be taking my coat tomorrow morning when I go to work. You see, it's happening. It's happening. And the nights are so drawn in now. You want to go to a Chinese restaurant for Christmas dinner? Really? No, it's not Christmas. You said behind, not beyond, so surely that's okay. You'll build me a new PC. Well, funny enough, Will, the PC I'm using, I built myself. So I don't actually need it. It's not my PC that's at fault at the moment. It's the I did get a blue screen of death the other day, but I think this is Windows. What are we on now? Windows 11, Windows 12, whatever the new one is, Windows 11. But the last issue was the router. Something was going on with the router. Although I haven't reset the router for months. So, have you got your control boards? No, I haven't yet. I think we've all got the same problem, Maximus, that the headlights don't work and the turret control don't work. And I've confirmed the motor does work on the turret control. My one, the camera's not working. I don't know why that is. So I haven't got a clue. It's definitely plugged in. But we'll get to the bottom of that when Agora's figured out what's happening there. How about a poll for the next car part work? Could include the black on black. What was that? The black on black V8 supercharged pursuit special from Mad Max and the Cage's GTO for the original Triple X. You know what? I don't think with those polls. Oh yeah, it does give me an option. I'll have to figure out how to use it. because I thought it was only a yes and no poll. Oh, you're talking about the wires on the part work bills? Oh, right, okay. That makes more sense. Am I behind on chat again? I'm behind on chat. I apologise. I just go off on one. I mean, Mrs. Welderwain's family is going out for an Indian on Christmas Day, I believe. I don't know. It's just weird that, you know, I mean, I'm Australian. So we used to have Christmases in baking hot weather. I even remember, I'm sure there was Christmases on the beach and people bringing their tinsel Christmas trees on the beach. But now I've been in the UK. The first winter we had back in the UK in 1978 was a white Christmas. And that's Christmas to me. I don't think I could go back to that. And having a Chinese for Christmas, no. Well, Julian, you know what? That happens to me. The last hold was 5 days because it was over a weekend and bank holiday, so it's still on the card for 5 days. So I don't think there's anything they can do about it. I'm sure they're just keeping your money from somewhere. You know, that's the way of it now, isn't it? Every little penny. You got a scratch in the chat, gives it character. Oh, believe me, my Nissan Note's got lots of character, Howard. As a matter of fact, my car's full of all the places. I mean, Hilda, I don't know if you're in chat tonight. Everywhere we go, we try to get a car sticker and stick it in the back. I'm surprised I didn't do that in North Carolina, actually, Lou. Get a car sticker in Louisville and North Carolina and LA and Washington. Although the car never went there. I suppose it's got to be where the car goes. Because our car's got a name, you know. Our car's called Nessie. Her old car was called Marvin. And when we got engaged, we used my mum's car, which was a little Fiat Panda white one called Hamish. We called cars Hamish. Names. Oh God, how sad are we? See, you thought we were. Can I email you, Mrs. Welderwain? Mark, I'm sure she'll give you the email address, and we'll try and sort something out so that you can actually see the posts and stuff. Oh, Hilda, you are here. There you go. Yeah, we've got everywhere we've been on there. I would, but Lou, you'll be the person to know that. Is there a Love Bug model to build? I haven't seen one, I have to say. I know you built your Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Love Bug model. I'm not seeing one. SEBeatles.com. No, Revel did Herbie the Love Bug. Revel, a 125 scale. That was a 1968 release as well. I bet that's a lot of money. I didn't see any at Wonderfest. That could be one to keep an eye on, I have to say. Yeah, Mrs. Welderwain's changed her avatar. What was it? It was me and her. Oh, it's still me and her together. See, so I won't be sleeping in the workshop tonight. If we're still a couple on the avatar, then things are good. All the cars from the Wacky Racers. Well, Russell, there's actually 4 that are out. And Lou Dale Meso in chat there, you've built 2 of them, haven't you? I think it's the Creepy Coupe, Peter Perfect's car. I can't remember. But they've only got 4 out. Just having a look now. There we go. So it's the... Oh, God. Nope, can't find it. There you go. 132 scale. You've got the Meme Machine. That was Dick Dastardly's car, wasn't it? It's not showing any of the others. I can't remember what all the others ones were. I'm sure someone's going to fill me in. Well, that's not very nice, Mrs. Welderwain, is it? Come on, that's just not very nice at all. Well, we used to, you know, I learned, that was my first exposure to the world of gambling, John Alex scale modelling. Because me and my brothers used to gamble on whose wacky racer was going to come in. I said mine was always number 9, the Professor. So, you know, I'd have if it won, and I'd get whatever booty was there at the time. We didn't have the money. We'd just barter toys and sweets mainly, so... Oh, you got to go, Lou. Okay, take care, mate. See you later. Got stopped for speeding. When asked why, I said I was doing it as it says and trying to keep up with the flow of traffic. Officer said there is no traffic. I said, and you say I was speeding. You know what? I actually got caught for speeding, and when I got pulled over, I said that the reason I was speeding was because I thought I was being followed, which was absolutely true, and it was absolutely true. I was being followed by a cop car. It was dark. I didn't know. I just saw the headlights. You run, no need for scooters. Yeah, the thing is, what I do is I tend to walk because I'm doing one of these. I told you, didn't I? I'm doing one of these Lord of the Rings challenges. So I'm just trying to find the little thing here. See, I'm doing the Shire. This is the Fellowship of the Ring, and as you can see, I'm 58% of the way through, and I've gave myself a time limit, so I'm slightly ahead of the time. At the moment, I've already done 84 miles. You'll be pleased with me there, Russell. So I'm doing those challenges, but if I get knackered, then I just jump on a scooter and come home. So, all fun. I do like these. These have got me out walking more. Mrs. Rollaway will tell you that. I did. That was called The Detectives, wasn't it? I think it was called The Detectives. Jasper Carrot and Robert Power. Yeah, great show. Progressive. That's another name for them. Oh, Ken, it's in Liverpool as well. You know what? I was getting worried. No one's actually mentioned where else it's been. So I was lucky to find it in Canvey Island. I haven't seen it anywhere else. And normally, I'd get them from eBay, but I haven't seen them on eBay either. Yeah, that's what transitions are. So these are varifocals. I think in America, Russell, they call these varifocals transition. It's so confusing. Take care, Jason. I don't have the premium base for the Iron Man, no. As a matter of fact, there's the base I've got. You can see that. That video goes up tomorrow, so you'll be able to see that Iron Man. I did that today. So, all good. All good. Your birthday's in a month. Is it a month today, Simflord? You got an October birthday. Yeah, we're not talking about the Rams. I think, Tony, that's been very good for us to lose like that, because I think it's a kick up the butt we need, and we don't want complacency in the Rams camp. Either that or me visiting the SoFi Stadium a couple of months ago cursed the team. You would scream at Gary. I told you, I'm sure I've mentioned this before. I used to set the Christmas tree up at Halloween, and I used to decorate it with Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. So it was a Halloween Christmas tree. And then when Halloween finished, I'd take the cobwebs and the spiders down and just leave everything else up. Then it became a Christmas tree. Because, I mean, let's be real. The whole thing of Christmas is the time before Christmas. Very rarely I found Christmas Day to be as enjoyable as the run-up to Christmas. But that might just be me. How'd you get your internet? Well, I used to go Wi-Fi, Will's Workshop, but in the end, it was just dropping out too many times. So now I've got like a 30-meter Cat5 cable, which is plumbed all around the garden into the workshop. So I've got a wired connection out here. Well, the Rootmaster, we've still got packs 10, 11 and 12 yet, Mark. So we've got 3 months worth, but I don't know when the next one's coming. Hello, Charlotte. How's it going? I've seen that I've got a message from Colin to ring my brother, so I will call him after the stream. Just double checking. Yeah, I'll call him when I'm free. Well, as soon as Halloween is done, the Christmas shit all goes up like the day in the stores. Well, you'll know Christmas is coming because I normally change all of my videos to have Christmas themed covers, and obviously we're going to have a Christmas quiz this year. Mrs. Wayne will be helping with that. We might make it a little bit easier this year. It's normally 2 hours we do it for, but it should be fun. And we'll have prizes this year. I think that's where I'm going to do the giveaways for the Tekken car that we're building, the engine, and the radio engine. Got 2 engines. Hamish is your Scottish name. Oh, we loved Hamish the car. Is that where we're up to? Oh, my God. I've read that one about the lighthouse one. That's a crazy story, Chris. Some of those military stories, though, are crazy. Obviously, I've got family in the military, and they come back with some classics, absolute classics. As Russell will tell you in chat there, his brother used to fix aircraft, and some of the stories that he used to have being an aircraft engineer had us in stitches, absolute stitches. They haven't, Carl, and I'm waiting patiently. I really am waiting patiently. So if anywhere, Claire, James, Liam, if you're watching, I'm still like this. I'm wondering what it is. Agora has a 73 Volkswagen Bug that can easily be converted to Herbie. Too bad they don't deliver to the US. Agora? Not Agora models. I have never seen that. He transferred me onto a laptop. God, I feel like I'm Tron. I'm going through the internets into other people's computers. 3D print the love bug. You know what? I would, but my 3D printer's nowhere big enough. I've got an Ender 3 filament printer there, but at the moment I'm tending to using the resin printer. It's only got a small build area, but for detailed stuff, it's brilliant. But I'd love one that, like, Lou's got one and Phil's got one of these 8K massive things. That's how he managed to print the Time Machine disc. Can you imagine some of the figurines you can do with that? I mean, I've got my little gremlin here, but, you know, you could probably just do that in one go. Pretty cool. Yeah, I saw that. Revel do the Beetle kit. I was hoping for something a little bit bigger, but it's a start, definitely. Penelope Pitstop, that's one of them. What's my favourite cartoon? I still like things like the old 80s ones. As I said, Around the World with Willy Fogg, Ulysses 31, Mysterious Cities of Gold. Never was a big fan of He-Man or anything like that. I did like Turtles. But they're the sort of shows I like, as in like serial shows that went on. Dogtanian and the Musker Hounds. That's a good one. I could use that. It's very rare to get caught speeding now, though, Chris. Let's be honest, in the UK, most of the time you're getting caught on camera. I've been caught on camera, God knows how many times. Mrs. Welder Wayne thinks it's funny because every time I've been caught speeding, I've only been going like 3 miles an hour over the speed limit. It's not like I've been going excessive speeds. But I've got 0 points on my license, so that's how long it's been since I was last caught speeding. Have I seen the new series of Cobra Kai? You know what, Tina? As soon as it came out, I was on it straight away. So I had it all watched in like the very first second. Mrs. Welder Wayne hates it, but I call it Cobra Kai Day, and I just sit there watching the whole thing. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'm enjoying the Rings of Power as well, the Lord of the Rings series, and also House of the Dragon. That's quite cool as well. I don't know about She-Hulk. I'm not really enjoying that as much as I thought I would. The first episode was okay, but I haven't enjoyed any of the others. Really? Wow, you know what? Christmas stuff in stores here will be out as soon as... they're normally out at the same time as Halloween, from what I remember. Especially in stores like The Range. I only know that because that's where I get my glue from. We need the New York Fire Truck Box 9. Is that what we're on now? I can't remember what number we're on. We do. We do. Hopefully next week. It's already up in some places. To be honest with you, Wills, I say Cat 5. I actually mean Cat 6. It's a Cat 6 cable that I've got going from the house to here. Don't worry. Oh, okay. No problems. Also, Night Before... Oh, yes. So, me and Charlotte are off to see The Nightmare Before Christmas at Wembley at Christmas, being composed, the orchestra. So, it's one of these things where you watch the film and the orchestra plays, but it's being composed by Danny Elfman, who obviously does the voice of Jack Skellington. We are hoping that Catherine O'Hara is going to be there to do Sally. So, that's going to be excellent. We did the Muppets last year. So, we had a matinee of the Muppets, and then in the evening, we watched the Book of Mormon. But this year, Nightmare Before Christmas, that's going to be excellent. I have watched Lord of the Rings. I am really enjoying it. So much so that I've got the audio book playing Fellowship of the Ring now as well. So it's all cool. You think it's going to be a rocket? We need more space stuff. Have you noticed that the last space stuff we had was that module, the lunar module, and we haven't had anything else part work wise. I'm surprised we haven't. I guess the only spacey sort of thing was the orrery, which I can't say. Good day, Robert. 3D print your own part work. Well, I've got one on the way soon, hopefully. Funny you should say that, but the post is terrible at the moment. I'll let you know more of that once I finish the Gremlin. So keeping that one under wraps for a minute. Penelope Grove, the compact pussycat. I'm sure the other one was the creepy coupe and whatever the anthill mob were driving. You're allowed 10% over the speed limit. Yeah, I was slightly just over that, probably about a mile an hour over that. Yeah, Cobra Kai was crazy. I mean, it was a lot more bloody at the end, wasn't it? You don't see that sort of thing going on. But it did make me laugh. Have you started watching The Lord of the Rings yet? The Rings of Power, Russell? I'll be curious to know what you think of that. It starts slow, but I really enjoy it. That would make more sense, I think, Roy, because then you'll keep people's engagement longer rather than just put it all out. Because Cobra Kai, seriously, after that, I won't watch it again until the next season comes out now. Box 9 has only got 6 stages. Really? Wow. What stage am I on? I don't remember doing Box 8. Or have I done Box 8? I haven't got a clue. I need to check that. I think I might be behind on one. Tamiya has a remote control Volkswagen Beetle. Could be interesting. Where would I stick it? I mean, these 1.8 vehicles are going in the old man cave. It's only choice ones to get here. But I would like a love bug, I have to say. I mean, eventually this Super Bowl thing is going to get moved, especially if the Rams continue their season the way they are at the moment. Really? He was the lead singer Oingo Boingo, the people that wrote that sang Weird Science. No way. Oh, you love Lord of the Rings. Excellent. I didn't know that, Jim. Wow, that's I love getting facts I didn't know. That's brilliant. I'm the only YouTube person you survived to. Oh, thank you, Keith. We just keep it real here. It was nice meeting Scott Mitchell. I don't know if you're in at the weekend. When I was in Lincolnshire, that was excellent. Brilliant day. The Lancaster bomber was amazing, I have to say. And for £430, you get the tour of it, a VIP dinner, and you get to taxi with it as well. Have you watched Thor Love and Thunder? Yeah, I've watched it, Kerry. It was, you know what? I said to Mrs. Worldaway, I could probably edit that film and take out all the things that I didn't think were funny and have a semi-decent movie. I think that film tried too hard to be funny when it didn't need to be. But I heard Taiki Waititi is not doing the next one, which is understandable. Speed limit, end of. Over the limit, you're breaking the law. 10% is a myth, and generally, if you admit and clearly sorry, they may let you off. I have been let off once before, Richard. Years ago, I was going 40 and a 30. I got me summons, and I said, yeah, I agree, I was going 40 and a 30. I says, but my ex-wife at the time was giving birth, so I needed to go to hospital. They wanted a proof of birth certificate, which I gave them, and they congratulated me and let me off the fine and the points. Yeah, Mike Barnes, amazing. I'm just trying to think who's left, because the girl that's Daniel's wife's friend is the love interest, if you like, from Karate Kid 3. There's not really many people left from the Karate Kid series that need to be in it. Perhaps Hilary Swank from the next Karate Kid needs to be in it. Just love the Karate Kid, though. I don't think there's anyone else, really, is there? We've seen everybody. Yeah, next Karate Kid. Perhaps Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith in it as well. Hello, John. How's it going? Over on Facebook there. Did you know Jason Statham is from Derbyshire? No, I didn't. I knew he was a diver back in the Olympics and all that. It's all cool. But, night, Pete. Take care, mate. It is coming to that time of day again. Binge watching Doctor Who. Doctor Who I never really got into. The new one I did with Matt, when Matt Smith was in it, my daughter was really crazy about Doctor Who, so I watched a few of those. My Doctor, I said to Phil, was Tom Baker, Peter Davison sort of era. But everyone has, I think, their favourite Doctor depending on what era they were watching it. A bit like your James Bond, you know, I'm always going to be a Roger Moore Bond because I was brought up with Roger Moore. But I'm guessing people from the 60s would like Sean Connery over Roger Moore. I'll be surprised to see how many people would like Daniel Craig over either both of those, Roger Moore or Sean Connery. I think it's a generational thing. I pretend that Jaden Smith Karate Kid doesn't exist, just like the female Ghostbusters. Oh, it's been fun tonight. Sorry for the technical problems at the start. We managed to get there in the end. I'm going to leave it there. So tomorrow we have got the Iron Man build. And then on Saturday, I'm going to show you a mod from Model Mods, which is the brake discs for the Lamborghini Miura. That's going to be on Saturday's stream. Then hopefully, fingers crossed, back to normal again next week. But thank you for joining me tonight and take care.